What I have here is the second part of the greenhouse build, where I actually start to build the greenhouse itself. So right now I'm building the base. I'm just pre-drilling these ends so the boards don't split, because I've always had issues where those boards split. So I'm running this at 2 to 3 times speed just to get through most of it. If you're wondering why I don't just play the audio while I'm working and like wear a lapel, it's because I like to listen to music when I work, and YouTube will flag that, and I don't want to deal with issues with copyright on music playing in the background. So here I'm just screwing this together, building that base and getting that done. I couldn't get that screw in, no matter what I did. It was like, what the heck? Put 2 screws in on the other end, no problem. This one all of a sudden was just stripping out, so I tried a different one, and then that one stripped out. And yeah, as you see the text there, I figured out, I had a T15 bit, and it worked great for 2 screws, but T20 was the actual bit I needed, and boy did it work a lot better. So that took care of that, and then I'm just going to set it down here to do the other half of it, the top, because I always find it easier to drill from top down like that afterwards. So just throw these in real quick, and then I lost the video for the rest of the inside cross members, so I'm going to skip here to the legs is what I'm laying out here. So just I did 32 inches, and that put them inside the frame and allowed me to screw those in together, and you'll see that as soon as I get these cut. Also point out here real quick, I had an issue with my saw with the thing not going back up. Cleaned it out of the sawdust, WD-40 it all around, and worked great, and now I have no issue with it going back up, which is nice. So here's just laying out those legs, making sure they're flush. I was using 3-inch decking screws for this, so that should hold it fine, and I'm putting them in that side and the other side. Depending on what I was doing, if I was doing like an actual deck where people are walking on it and the legs are going to have some sideways motion, I'd probably put bolts through those, but for what I'm doing with these, it should be fine, and especially with 6 legs and just basically a 3 by 8 foot bed that it's going to have. So just throwing the last 2 legs in here and lifting them up, making sure they're level. I'm actually running out of screws, so I have to run to the store and one day after work and get some more decking screws. And I got a piece of 1/2-inch plywood that I got fairly cheap, because it had some damage on one end. You probably see the damage as I bring it over, and you can see it on the top there. It's pretty bad, but that's fine because I was just cutting that off anyways. Here's me just positioning it, measuring it out, laying it out, and then I want to cut that to the width that I want. Now that's not a green treated piece of plywood. The inside of this greenhouse is not going to be, well, it's going to be covered in plastic, so I didn't feel like I needed to use green treated for the plywood itself. That wood's not going to be exposed to elements at all, other than just being not in a heated area. So what I figured I could use is a 1/2-inch sheet, and I got it, I think it was for $6, something like that, at Menards again, because it was a damaged sheet. So I always keep an eye out for those, because that's like half price, and I needed to cut it down anyways. I didn't need a full 4x8 sheet. So people like using the rip fronts, but for this type of work, it's just rough work. It doesn't really require an exact cut that's perfect or anything like that. And as I went through, you see I threw a sawhorse underneath it on the end to support that end, because wanted to do that. And then I had to cut a little off the other end because I want a gap around the edge where I'm going to put an extra board, and then towards the end you'll see that I put this extra board there. And then I got to a point where I got a little confused. I don't know that I had the concept of how I was going to put the top on, but as I was working through that, I realized it's going to be really heavy if I put the top on and have the base on the way I built it. This whole thing together is going to weigh more than 2 people would be able to carry around. I do have the tractor you saw, you're seeing another shot, but that might be even hard to carry it around. So what I said was, or I figured was, I'm going to make the top so it comes off the base. So it, with just a few screws, it'll come apart. So that's what I'm laying out now, is the start of the top. And I'm going to build that structure and then put the clear doors on it and stuff like that after. So there's the angles I already cut on the top edge, and then I'm just going to have that 2x4 as a back support for it. And that'll be what I attach the hinge to that I'm going to use. So I ran that higher than that angled board just a little bit. You see me push that board back, and I lay it all out and get that situated. Yep. I want to make sure that board is centered between the 2 ends. In addition, I wanted it to be the same distance from the top edge to the bottom. The first one stripped out, or I didn't strip out the first one, cracked the wood. Should have pre-drilled. I knew no better because I'm on the end, so I just went above it a little bit here with a drill and pre-drilled it, and then put that screw in, and that held the cracked end much better. So alright, so that took care of that. You can stand it up, and then I'm going to cut forward here real quick, and you'll see what I did was I fastened the ends with a couple screws just to hold it together enough. I screwed down those like base plates, and then I cut that at 245s and position it and screw that in, and then that's going to be the start of the top. Alright, so thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Got any feedback? Leave a comment.